Look up at the night sky on a perfectly clear, dark night, away from the artificial glow of our modern cities. What you see is a breathtaking canvas of thousands of stars. Each one of those tiny points of light is a sun, many of them billions of years older than our own. For centuries, humanity looked at this celestial display with a sense of poetic wonder, believing we were either the center of creation or part of a vast, crowded cosmic family. But, in the modern era, science did something terrifying. It replaced poetry with mathematics, and the mathematics of the universe do not bring comfort, they bring a profound, lingering sense of dread. According to the latest astronomical data, there are roughly 100 billion stars in our galaxy, the Milky Way, alone. In the observable universe, that number explodes into trillions. Astronomers estimate that there are more stars in the cosmos than there are individual grains of sand on every single beach and desert across the entire planet Earth. Thanks to modern space telescopes, we now know that nearly every single one of those stars hosts its own system of planets. If you apply the most conservative, cautious filters of the famous Drake equation, the formula used to calculate the probability of intelligent life, the results are staggeringly clear. The universe should be absolutely crawling with life. Statistically, there should be millions, if not billions, of technologically advanced civilizations scattered across the cosmic ocean. Many of these civilizations would have had a head start of 2, 3, or even 5 billion years over humanity. To a species that old, interstellar travel would not be a distant dream. It would be ancient history. Given enough time, even with sublight speed technology, an advanced species could colonize an entire galaxy in a mere fraction of a cosmic second. They should have filled the airwaves with their telecommunications. They should have built Dyson spheres around their suns, constructing megastructures so massive that they would blink like neon signs in our telescopes. We should see the glowing trails of their fusion engines, the artificial light of their ecumenopolizers, and the digital signatures of their planetary networks. Yet, when we point our most sophisticated, highly sensitive radio telescopes into the vast, dark void of space, we are met with an absolute, crushing reality. We hear nothing. No signals, no beacons, no rhythmic cosmic background chatter, no remnants of alien internet networks, nothing but a cold, deafening, and terrifying silence. In the summer of 1950, during a casual lunch walk with his elite scientific colleagues at the Los Alamos National Laboratory, the legendary physicist Enrico Fermi looked at this baffling data. He didn't offer a complex theory. Instead, he blurted out a deceptively simple question that would shatter humanity's cosmic confidence forever. Where is everybody? This is the core of the Fermi Paradox. It is the chilling mathematical disconnect between the absolute certainty that alien life must exist in abundance and the total, haunting lack of empirical evidence that it does. We are trapped in a cosmological paradox, where our equations say the room is crowded, but our senses tell us we are standing in an empty graveyard. Today, Universal Files opens a cosmic case study that goes far beyond simple science fiction alien hunts. We are pulling back the layers of the cosmos to examine the terrifying reasons why the sky is empty. Is space simply a grand illusion? Are we the cosmic anomalies? Or is there a darker, predatory reason why every advanced civilization goes completely silent before they can ever make contact? Prepare to look at the stars not with wonder, but with a deep, unsettling realization of what that silence might actually mean. To resolve the agonizing tension of the Fermi Paradox, scientists, evolutionary biologists, and philosophers have proposed a terrifying conceptual gatekeeper known as the Great Filter. This theory suggests that somewhere along the immense timeline from a single-celled organism to a galaxy-spanning, multi-planetary empire, there is an invisible, brutal, and near-impassable wall. A barrier so high and a challenge so destructive that almost no intelligent species in the history of the cosmos has ever survived it. The Great Filter is the universe's natural elimination mechanism, a cosmic sieve that strains out life before it can become loud enough to be heard across the stars. The existential dread of this theory does not lie in the existence of the filter itself, but in a much more horrifying mathematical question for humanity. Where does this filter lie in relation to us? Are we behind it, or is it waiting for us in the dark ahead? If the Great Filter is behind us, then humanity has achieved the impossible. It means that the transition from non-living matter to the first spark of life, or perhaps the leap from complex cells to conscious, tool-using intelligence is a cosmic miracle that happens only once in 1,000,000,000,000 galaxies. If this is true, we are the ultimate lottery winners of the universe. We look out into an empty sky because we are the first to successfully navigate the needle's eye. We are utterly, beautifully, and terrifyingly alone, carrying the entire weight of cosmic consciousness on our fragile shoulders. But there is a much darker alternative. If we look around the universe and see that planets capable of life are common, it means the Great Filter is not behind us. It is ahead of us. It means that the wall is waiting in our near future. According to this grim scenario, every time a civilization reaches our exact level of development, the moment they unlock the secrets of nuclear energy, the moment they construct self-improving artificial intelligence, or the moment they master advanced genetic engineering, they inevitably trigger their own self-destruction. The terrifying silence we detect with our radio telescopes isn't a sign that life never starts across the cosmos. It is the eerie, still silence of a universal graveyard. We are currently marching toward that very same invisible wall, proudly celebrating our technological milestones, completely unaware that we might just be setting the countdown timer on our own unavoidable extinction. The Great Filter stands waiting, and history suggests no one passes. If the universe is not a barren graveyard, then we must confront an even more terrifying possibility. What if the cosmos is teeming with advanced, intelligent life, but everyone is intentionally hiding? This is the core of the dark forest theory, a chilling psychological solution to the Fermi Paradox that strips away all notions of cosmic benevolence and replaces them with the primal law of survival. To understand this theory, imagine a dark forest at midnight. The forest is vast, dense, and filled with countless hunters creeping silently through the trees. Each hunter must behave like a ghost, treading lightly, holding their breath, and keeping their weapons ready. In this forest, survival is the absolute priority, and resources are strictly limited. If a hunter spots another life form, be it another hunter, a harmless animal, or a fragile child, there is only one logical, calculated choice dictates by caution: eliminate it before it eliminates you. In a dark forest, any exposure is a death sentence. Any civilization that reveals its location is a target. Our universe may be exactly like this dark forest. Every advanced civilization is an armed hunter, slipping through the interstellar shadows. They do not broadcast their existence because they know that the cosmos is not a welcoming community but a predatory arena. They have learned through thousands of years of survival that the moment you make noise, the moment you signal your coordinate to the stars, you invite total annihilation from unseen apex predators who observe from the deep dark. For over a century, humanity has been behaving like an ignorant child in this dark forest. We have been shouting into the night. We have broadcasted radio waves, television signals, and deep space beacons, proudly announcing our location to any listening ear. We view the silent sky as an empty room waiting for a friend, completely unaware that the room is actually packed with terrified, silent beings, staring at us in absolute horror as we continue to scream into the dark. The universe is dangerously silent, not because there is no one out there, but because the ones who are out there know better than to speak. And we have just told the entire forest exactly where we are sitting. If the sky is not a graveyard, and if it is not a forest filled with hiding predators, then we must confront the most mind-bending hypothesis of the modern technological age. What if the universe looks empty because it was programmed to be empty? This is the simulation hypothesis, a solution to the Fermi paradox that suggests our entire reality, from the subatomic particles to the grandest galaxies, is nothing more than a highly sophisticated piece of digital software running on an incomprehensibly powerful computer. In this scenario, the Fermi paradox is no longer an astronomical mystery. It is simply a hardware limitation. Think about how we build modern open-world video games. To save processing power, the game engine only renders the graphics, the buildings, and the characters that the player is currently looking at. The rest of the world remains unrendered data until you walk toward it. Our universe might operate on the exact same principle of efficiency. The creators of this simulation may have only possessed enough processing power to simulate one conscious, intelligent species, humanity. They gave us a pristine planet, a local sun, and a beautifully rendered night sky made of distant stars. But those stars are just a background texture. They are cosmic wallpapers, glowing pixels on a sky dome that we can see but can never truly reach. Every time we point our radio telescopes into deep space, we aren't looking at an empty physical void. We are hitting a digital firewall. The silence of the universe is simply the lack of programmed data in the cosmic code. We look for alien life, unaware that the software hasn't written any other characters into our script. We are alone because the simulation was built specifically as a closed-envelope experiment for us. The stars are empty because there was never an installation file for anyone else. If this is true, the Fermi paradox isn't a question of why alien civilizations haven't contacted us. It is a sign that we are trapped inside a digital terrarium, staring at a beautifully coded illusion, trying to communicate with a reality that doesn't exist beyond the edges of our screen. If the universe is neither a graveyard nor a digital simulation, we must confront a scenario that is deeply unsettling to human ego. What if the galactic community knows exactly where we are, but they have mutually agreed to put us in quarantine? This is the zoo hypothesis, a solution to the Fermi paradox, suggesting that advanced alien civilizations are intentionally avoiding contact with Earth, treating our entire planet like a protected wilderness area, a cosmic laboratory, or a galactic zoo. In this scenario, the dangerous silence we experience is entirely artificial. Imagine walking through a modern nature reserve. The park rangers and tourists observe the animals from hidden blinds or behind one-way mirrors. They do not step out of the shadows to converse with the wolves or hand advanced tools to the chimpanzees. They let nature take its course, observing our wars, our technological breakthroughs, and our fragile attempts at spaceflight with cold, scientific detachment. To them, we are a primitive species interesting enough to study, but far too volatile and undeveloped to be integrated into a galactic federation. This isolation might not stem from cruelty, but from strict cosmic law. An advanced intelligence would understand that introducing godlike technology to a species still fighting over borders and resources would lead to instant catastrophe. They keep their distance, waiting for us to either mature or self-destruct. But there is an even colder side to this hypothesis: cosmic apathy. What if they aren't hiding because of laws or ethics, but simply because we are utterly irrelevant to them? We assume that an advanced alien species would share our curiosity, our desire for contact, and our obsession with radio waves. But to a civilization that has harnessed the power of entire star clusters, humanity might look no more interesting than an ant colony on the side of a highway. You do not stop your car to introduce yourself to an ant. You do not transmit radio signals to a beehive. The universe is silent because we are looking for a cosmic brother, completely unaware that to the true masters of the stars, we are nothing more than background fauna, insignificant, unnoticed, and entirely left behind in our cosmic cage. We have opened the files on the mathematics of the empty sky, the brutal wall of the great filter, the predatory shadows of the dark forest, the digital firewalls of the simulation, and the invisible bars of the galactic zoo. Each hypothesis offers a different mask for the same haunting truth. The universe, as far as we can perceive, is dangerously silent. But as we close this file, we must look away from the distant stars and turn our gaze inward. Why does this cosmic silence matter to us, right here, right now? The answer is as profound as it is terrifying. If the silence is real, if we are truly the only conscious minds in this vast, freezing ocean of space, then humanity wears a solitary crown. We are not just a random accident on a insignificant rock. We are the eyes through which the universe looks at itself. We are the minds through which the cosmos thinks, questions, and experiences beauty. In an empty universe, the meaning of life isn't something we find written on ancient alien monoliths. Meaning is something we create every single day. But this solitary crown comes with a crushing responsibility. If life is this rare, then it is infinitely fragile. Every war we fight over borders, every resource we destroy out of greed, and every technological power we abuse without wisdom brings us one step closer to our own self-inflicted filter. We cannot afford to wait for a cosmic savior or a brother from the stars to correct our path. There is no backup file for humanity. The empty sky is not a curse. It is a clean slate. It is a reminder that our destiny is entirely in our own hands. Whether we survive the invisible walls of the future or vanish into the silent universal graveyard depends on the choices we make today. Thank you for accessing this cosmic file of the Universal Archive. The investigation into our reality never stops. Stay curious, stay vigilant, because the truth isn't just out there, it's waiting to be protected right here. Access closed, for now.